Okay, I'll start with the song I was thinking about earlier, and one called Transition, which I wrote not too long after Brian passed. And that thing of transition that we cannot stop, no matter how much we wish we could. Everything within our lives, including the body, uh, will transition here. And it's meant to do so. It's not meant to last forever. It's illusion. But that period between the end of something and the beginning of something else is quite a period to go through. It's a period of confusion, a period of wanting to gain balance and understanding. But there is no understanding through that period. Then we can look back and gain some understanding of why it happened and how it happened. And just the understanding of knowing that nothing stays the same here is enough understanding to bring us into a new beginning. Transition in between the end and the beginning. Letting go the past, allowing the new to birth a new me. Trusting in God to make it easy. It's not always easy though. Transition, part of the plan of evolution. I can't stay a child forever. I'm growing up, growing through the changes. Growing in love brings so many changes. Caterpillar to the butterfly. The old falls away, the new comes to life. I'm ready to grow, but the shoes gotta go. I'm stepping into the next size. I'm birthing me a brand new life. Beginning, it's a new beginning. I'm loving what I feel, I'm loving what I see when I look in the mirror at a brand new me. Memories, such beautiful memories. I hold them dear as I start on the road. I'm traveling where it leads I can't know, but I'm trusting. The caterpillar to the butterfly. The old falls away, the new comes to life. I'm ready to grow, but the shoes gotta go. Stepping into the next life. I'm birthing me a brand new life. Transition takes a little time for transition. From the ground up to the tree, into the mystery, wrapped in love, I'm growing my wings. When the time is right, I'll be taking my flight. On the winds of spirit, I'll be flying high. Look at me, it's a brand new life. 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 Transition. Yeah, it's all about transition. That's what goes on here. We can't stop it. It's meant to be that way, and it looks as though it is destruction because the old is falling away And with the old falling away, there's resistance because we don't understand. If we understood, if we knew what it really means to transition, we would not put our fingernails in it to try to hold on to it, as I tell myself, and I heard years ago, we hold on so tight, we leave finger marks on the past because we scratch to stay where we've been comfortable. We resist change, even though we know that's what goes on here. It's the ego that is the resistance, which is okay. And I was listening to Michael Beckwith being interviewed by someone yesterday. This is why this sort of came up for me, metamorphosis. And, we've all heard the caterpillar to the butterfly and, use that analogy a lot with life. But he added an extra little thing that I was not aware of, and maybe you have been aware of. It wasn't too long ago that I heard that, when it does make that transformation, the caterpillar literally disintegrates, goes into liquid. And that's, but this new thing that there's a type of cells that create the new butterfly, and the old cells from the immune system of the caterpillar try to attack the new cells, seeing it as an invader, an enemy. And so at first, the new cells are attacked and destroyed. But the new cells, it speeds up the creation of more and more and more new cells, regardless of the attack. And pretty soon, the new cells overtake the immune cells from the old form, and then are able to form a new creature, a butterfly. So that really spoke to me in an even a deeper way regarding that metamorphosis that's happening on a worldwide basis now. So much change and so much seeming the old attacking the new and trying to hold on to that old image of what the world is for whomever is afraid to let go. And so that makes perfect sense to me. And we are seeing it as something to fear and something destructive. Just like how the universe was created and all the destruction, how our planet was created, for that matter, and continues to change. But there is this sense of our limited self, the ego self, that thinks that's the end of something. And it is the end of something. But in that transition period, it is normal within this world that all things go through this seeming destruction before the new is birthed. So it helps me to see, even though I'm still, of course, there's sadness around so much that you look upon that seems destructive and seems unfair, etc., etc. But if you look at it from another viewpoint, that it isn't so much fear of destruction, fear of yeah, the letting go. And that happens within our own thinking when we each go through our periods of awakening to a different way of seeing and thinking. And for me, anyway, through periods of that, there have been certain periods of feeling unbalanced and confused, shifts that happen in thinking. So nothing fits the way it did. And that can be fearful, and it can feel like, you know, your past as you knew it is destroyed, and who are you now, kind of thing. I've been through that myself anyway, through some, at times it's been instant shifts in an instant. And this is what happens with a lot of the near deathers. In an instant, they're catapulted onto the other side, and no longer are they the person they were when they come back. And it can be an instant of being on the other side, literally an instant. And this is what happened to me at one point years ago when I had an experience across the veil. It wasn't a near death, near life maybe, I don't know. But it didn't last very long, but yet it was an eternity, and it felt as though I was not the same person when I came back from that as before. And it literally took me a couple of weeks to fit back into my body, my life. So it's sort of like walking into a time machine, and in an instant you're transported into another space, place, experience, beingness, and you'll never be the same. So I think that's, once again, I think it's, for me, it's very comforting to know that this is a normal process of evolution, what we're going through, and what goes through with each of us individually on our journey of awakening. The feeling at times that we're being destroyed or whatever. Anybody know what I'm saying? Raise your hand if you do. If you felt it. Yeah. Whether it's over a period or an instant, right now it's over a period of this transition that the world is going through. And Michael Beckwith also addressed the well, I lost my chain of thought, which happens. So I'm thinking, no matter what's happening out there, it's seeming like it's going faster and faster and more out of control. Self-destructing is the thought I have once in a while, that the world can only take so much, and you can only, like the heart getting out of rhythm, sort of like what Brian went through with his heart, and it can only take so much of that out of rhythm that it self-destructs. And so once again, we might see that as a fearful thing. But in the large picture, there is nothing to fear. Easy for me to say. Yeah, but it is the truth. If I'm spirit and not a body, there is nothing to fear. Yeah. So it's hurricane season, right? It's revving up. The world is spinning faster, roaring louder. How much longer can it all keep up? Bullets flying, people crying, everyone's asking, where is love? God is in the eye of the hurricane. Religions fight in the name of the Christ. Where is love but condemned to die, hung on a cross of suffering and loss? Love is mocked and crucified. God is in the eye of the hurricane. Let's come into that eye where it's still and calm, clear and bright. It's calling to me from inside. God is in the eye of the hurricane. At the center of the storm, at the heart, at the core, is the single eye from which we're born. Back to God we journey through the dream. Prodigal son at last is home. God is in the eye of the hurricane. We turn from the world where it's still and calm, clear and bright, calling to me from inside. I travel through these clouds of fear. In the dark, I hear God in the eye of the hurricane. He's guiding me through the thunder and the rain. I hear him calling out my name. Come into the eye of the hurricane. Come back to the eye of the hurricane. Come back to joy. Come back to peace. Come back to light. Eternity. Back to the eye of the hurricane. Back to the eye of the hurricane. Back home again. Back home again. So, all these clouds of fear that are around us, it's a matter of, as the Course in Miracles says, just knowing they're but clouds, pushing them aside, blowing them, because that's all it is. It's a cloud bank that seems so solid, so real. But in this instant right now, I can choose to blow those cloud thoughts away if I see them but clouds. And once again, come back to the center where I truly abide, formless, in the heart of God. Just, there's really nowhere to go. There's just an awareness. I can't really have that awareness if my awareness is totally on the world, totally on the body, totally on the caterpillar. Let me rise above and fly in my mind fly through those clouds and allow my awareness to land back home, where all is well, all is joy, all is peace, all is one. It's a matter of stopping the search outside of oneself. The constant being disappointed by making appointments with the world that can't be kept. Making appointments with the world for safety, for peace, for love, for joy. Expectations that cannot be met. That expectation can only be met in the center of my beingness. That's the only reality there is. It's not to deny that the world is in chaos. Of course it is. Everything here has always been in chaos. Michael Beckwith was addressing, there's less chaos now than throughout other historic times. How about let's unleash the lions on people in the Colosseum? You can go to the courthouse here and see when the last hanging was. Everybody bringing their picnic lunches to watch it. And that was not that long ago. So in spite of how fearful and ugly, whatever it looks like, we have come a long way. We no longer sacrifice babies to volcanoes. We have come a long way. But there's always going to be those cells that try to hang to some kind of a past that isn't true and resist change. It's just the way it works here. So let's see it as a natural part of evolution. It's just what goes on here. So let's bless it. So let's come in for just a moment into that center of the hurricane. Let's just feel the reality of that being more real than anything going on here. Because it's the truth. So let's come in to the only place where true love exists. There is a place where we all meet, a loving space, the only place where we are one, God's only Son. I'll meet you there in the loving place. There are no words we have to speak. There are no goals we must achieve, for we are there where all is safe, where we are one in the loving place. Nothing to do, nothing to seek, only to be. in the place where we all meet, a loving space, the only place where we are one, God's only Son. I'll meet you there in the loving place. Truth and grace in the loving place. So we are in that loving space the moment we choose it. The moment we choose to be aware that it is there. And that any time we can turn from the world, from the hurricane, and experience it. It's not like it doesn't exist. So what do I want is always the question to ask. What do I want? Do I want conflict in my mind? Do I want to join with the illusion of conflict and fear? Or do I want to choose to join with the truth, with love and peace and light and joy? Do I choose to fight on the battleground, or do I choose to be the light above it that shines upon it? It's all up to me. It's just a thought away, a choice away. Do I choose to join with others and join in our minds and extending the truth that heals? Or do I choose to join with others in condemnation and judgment and fear? Yeah, let me see that whatever I choose to see on the outside is what's going on in my mind. Yeah. As the Course says, there's only love or a call for it. Period. How often am I calling for love? It may seem like it's attack or a fear, whatever it is. How often do I do that unconsciously? Often. So let me look outside and see that that's no different than what I do to myself. Yeah. Let me have mercy upon me, upon the world. Let me be the channel through which grace and healing comes through and extends. Otherwise, I am the problem. I am a problem to myself, to others around me. Let me just get it honestly. No judgment toward myself, but just to look at the facts. Yeah. And to be grateful that I'm willing to look at that. That's where healing begins. Yeah. So we bless ourselves. We hold ourselves in whatever fears might come up. And we hold the world along with us. They do not understand. I do not understand. Mercy upon us.